Let me know if you can hear me. I think everything's supposed to be all right now, so. Hi, Jane. Is the sound okay? Ah, great, Linda. Thanks. I hope you guys are doing all right. Hi, Melanie. Good to see you too. All right, well, I'm just going to get going. So, hi, Shirley. Thanks for joining. I just figured I wanted to show you guys what it's like to work with a limited palette. And the reason I want to show you guys that is because I was thinking that, you know, I've been doing all these paintings and I've been making all these different colors and everything. And for those of you who, you know, don't have color theory like all nailed down, two colors is actually a really good place to start. It's gonna help you concentrate on what you're doing here and not so much on where you place all the different colors. Hi, is it Wies? Hi, Netherlands. Nice to have you with us. And that's gonna help you concentrate on what you're doing instead of, you know, getting frustrated and ruining things with the colors and everything. And I painted like this for the longest time, and there's so much to explore with two colors, and even just one color is great. Hi, Jane. Oh, you're from Ohio. I thought it was a new Jane. I've never been to Ohio. Yeah, I need to go. I always see like all these movies from Ohio and I want to go. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. And I figured I'm just going to show you because when I work with a limited palette, it's also good to just like use a few tools. So I have like this really thin piece of charcoal and I have two pencils, a mechanical pencil and then a regular. And I just have two acrylic markers and my fine liner. And I don't know if I'm going to use all this stuff, but it's not too much. And it doesn't like take my focus off what I'm going to be doing here. So I'm just going to start by making some marks with my pencil. And just going to have a bit of fun. I'm not going to think too much. Hey, Dominique. Nice to meet you. I'm glad to see some new faces here today. So I'm not making a fuss. I'm just doing whatever. And what you can do to make a painting with a limited palette interesting is you can create layers and texture. And when you create layers and texture, the painting becomes really interesting. So I'm just playing around, doing whatever I think of, and that's it. And you guys know these marks won't last anyhow. They're gonna disappear. because I'm going to paint all over them. All right, let's put some charcoal in here too, just for the fun of it. And I forgot to gesso my page, so I'm going to have to gesso over this. Look at me, I'm like, I forgot all about that. Hi, Annie. Mike, hello. Ah, the sun is shining in Oslo as well. We love the sun. Us Northern Europeans, we don't see too much sun, so we have to celebrate it when we have it, right, Mike? All right, I'm just going to squeeze out some paint, and then we're going to... I'm not going to put down such a thick... Oh, I have paint on my brush, it looks like. I'm just going to put down a thin layer, just so that my paint doesn't go through the paper. So for those of you who just joined, we're working with a limited palette today, and I wanted to do that to help some of you guys that haven't painted all that much. And a limited palette is a good way to work so that you don't like lose focus on all different colors that you might not know how to use together. Hi Jackie from Washington, nice to meet you. Oh, so many new people here today. Now you're going to have me all nervous again. All right, I have my palette knife, and I'm going to take this blue, and let me see how much room do I have to, I could do it over here. All right, I'm going to take the blue and the orange, and I'm going to make a new color with them, and it's going to turn into a neutral color, because two colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel, they turn into either a gray or a brown. So this one looks like it's turning gray, and that's my third color. All right, and if I keep putting orange in here, it's going to turn brown, and that's what I'm going to do because I want some brown in here. All right, so that's my neutral. Because complementary colors, they cancel each other. All right. And I have my black, my gray, and my white, so I can make values. And I'm going to start with a mid value. I'm going to put the gray in front of my colors. And I'm going to put some of that blue in here and make a mid-tone. That's one of my values, all right? And I'm going to do the same with the orange. Put some of that in here, and we're going to get a brown again. Or a reddish brown, or whatever you want to call it. It's a brown tone. I'm going to keep that there. And then we're going to go for the black. I don't know why. I always do my mid-tone and then my dark tones first, and then I go for the light tones. I don't know why, I just do it. And then I'm going to put some blue in the black and get this really dark blue-green color. And I'm going to do the same with the orange, which I actually regret, because then we're going to get a real dark brown, and that we already have a brown over there. But this will turn into another brown anyhow, so that's all right. All right, and then we're gonna do the same with the white. Okay, so this is the same exact thing that I did in my values video. And then I just put a tiny bit of the blue in the white. And you see how bright that turns out? I don't want to work with really, wait, oh, look at that. I don't want to work with like these really bright colors just yet. I want to save that for the ends of the painting. So I'm just gonna put, all right, we can use this. We're gonna use the neutral in here. And that's gonna change that blue into a muted blue. I love that color, by the way. One of my favorites. All right. And then we're going to do the same with the orange, just a tiny bit, and make like this peach color. And again, I don't want to work with that bright color, so I'm going to put a tiny bit of the brown in there, just to mute it. Make it a bit less happy. All right, so now we have our values of the colors. And that neutral color, I just tend to blend when I need it. So I'm going to leave that. But you could do the same with that if you wanted to. I just don't. All right, so I'm going to get a paintbrush. And I think I'm just going to start with the mid-tone. And to make some texture, I'm going to use my palette knife. Put a bit more paint in here. And come back in with the palette knife. Make some more marks. And the paint that I pull off, I can just like put anywhere. Just for interest. Okay. Hi, Elpis. Slovakia. Oh, wow. I have so many new people here today. It's crazy. Oh, Angela, don't be lazy. I mean, this is what is going to make your art all the better. Don't be lazy with your colors, guys. That's not a good thing. I know, I used to be the same. I was so lazy. And I wish I started a lot earlier. All right, so now I have this blue color, and if I was to put a lighter color over it, it gives like some interest to the painting, right? And it does that because of the contrast. Hello. All right, and getting a new brush. I'm going to come in with the mid-tone and that orange and see what we want to do with that. I'll put some over here. And I think maybe a larger spot down here. All right, I wish I had my spray bottle here. I wonder what I did with that. I'm just going to go get my water, guys. So if I put some water on here, it's easier for me to spread the paint out. And more interest with these lines that we make with the back of the paintbrush. And I think I need even more white in that light tone. So now I can like take my palette knife and I can put an even lighter tone on top of it all, creating even more interest, right? And then the strokes from the palette knife create loads of texture. And again, I like to work in threes, odd numbers. So now I have 3 lines. All right, so I'm going to put some more of that orange down. I think I want a bit more in the black. No, in the dark brown. Ugh. All right, and then we're going to come in with some of that. Yeah. And then we're going to make some more of that, put some more of the blue over here. And I'm just doing, you know, whatever I think of doing. I'm not, nothing's planned or anything. Thank you so much. I wish I could pronounce your name. It's, I'm a new friend. The name of the art scene. Oh, all right. You're from Syria. All right. I think you were here last time too, weren't you? I think you were here. Yeah, I think. All right, and I'm going to put some more white into that light brown too. And then we have another value there. But what to do with it? Don't ask me. And placing them next to each other creates contrast, right? And it doesn't matter now because we have 2 colors that just belong together and nothing can go wrong because they're contrast colors. They're complementary. They love each other. All right, and we're going to keep making marks. I can write. Just pretend to write, or I can make circles, do whatever I want. And I'm going to come back in with this. Now it almost looks pink, this color. I don't know if you can see that, but it almost looks pink on the paper. I lightened it up so much. And it's weird because it's actually supposed to be like a peach color, I think, more. But because we muted it, it looks pink. And I keep lightening it up just to get different values. Let's see, where else could we put this? How about here? All right, so now we have a few different values there. Thanks, Sandy, and hello. Yeah, so many new people here today. That's fun. I like that. All right, so I'm going to change my brush. And we're going to jump into some of the dark blue, I think. Wait, maybe we need a thin brush. I'm going to start with some lines with this because this is like really dark. have a lot of paint. A lot of paint going on down here, so I'm just going to spread it out. And guys, I was supposed to do a last video next Wednesday, and I don't think I'm going to be able to. I have to take a long drive on Tuesday, and I won't be I won't be back by Wednesday. All right. Thanks, Angela. I'm not sure what I want to do. I think we'll bring in some more of that dark turquoise. Some of it all over. A bit here and a bit there. All right, we have 3 spots going on here, so I'm just going to pull some of it further down here. And then I want to come back in with that light. Oh yeah. And you see what happens when you start blending it on the paper? You get a totally different color. So never be afraid to blend your colors that you use. Oh, I'm so glad, Melanie. And Linda, thank you so much. Aw, I'll miss you guys too. That's for sure. All right, I'm going to put some white at the top here. And a bit more. Now everything's still wet, so I'm trying to be kind of careful that I don't mess things up with drag that brown out, because I like the way it, I don't know, I like it there. And I'm looking at it and I think I need it in one more spot too, so I'm going to put more brown somewhere, and I think it's going to be down here. So I'm going to just try and like put it right in between those 2 colors that I have going on there, the 2 values, just to break it up a bit. And get another palette knife and just pull it up. Yeah. All right, I need to get something to dry this with, because as usual, I forgot. So I'm just going to go get my heat gun and give it a quick dry. Oh, I'm not thrilled about using heat guns in June, but Oh, you're so welcome, Mike. Hi, Scorp. Welcome. Ah, thanks, Emily. Ah, that's great, Linda. Emily, I was just telling everybody that I'm only using 2 colors today because if you haven't painted that much, using 2 colors is a really good way to work with both values and layers and texture. And, you know, just be focused on that instead of worrying about what colors to put where. Oh, thanks, Shirley. I love this combo too. Green, blue, and orange, or turquoise and orange they're awesome together. So, keep it simple, guys, and don't like make a big deal out of it. Just, I mean, things that are simple can be beautiful too, you know. Beat gun or hair dryer on can as meaning I like a beat gun. I wouldn't mind that. Heat gun is not fun. Probably, Emily. But I wish it was a beat gun. All right, I have some white here. I don't know what to do with it, so I'm just gonna do whatever I think of. And that's what I thought of, so I made a circle. Well, what I thought was going to be a circle. It didn't turn out quite that way. Hi, Karen. Oh, I'm so glad. All right, so now I'm going to start moving in on those fully saturated colors. So the orange and the turquoise that I haven't blended with anything, I'm going to start bringing them in. But first I want to use some of this neutral that we made. And gosh, you see how good that neutral goes with that blue? Oh, I love. It's so awesome. I love that color combo. That brown and the blue is just to die for. All right, where do I put more? Make some marks here. Yeah. How about we put it up here too? Yeah, I kind of like that. Dominique, we got it. So it's all right. All's good. We need more white. So putting up some more white. And guys, you can use this gray too if you want. So let's do that just to show off a bit. All right, let's see. Where should we put it? We'll put it down here. Yeah. And then we need some more of it somewhere. Put some here. Right over that brown. Yeah. And we need some more. But where to put it? Let's put it here then. Yeah, I like that. I'm so glad, Angela. You know, I want you guys to just go and have fun. That's the whole reason I do this, is so that you guys can be inspired and go paint. The more you paint, the better. The more you paint, the more you're gonna learn, and the easier it's gonna be to find your own voice. So I'm just gonna put some white in between here, or it's gray actually, it's not white even, I got gray in there. I just want a layer of paint over that line so that I could break it up a bit. Yeah. Alright, I'm kind of liking this, guys. Alright, let's start with that orange and see where that brings us. Just got to dry my brushes off. Alright, so let's get some of that orange, and now we can also use some white in that orange as well. So let's start with that, because now we're going to get, can you see that actually? I have to move something so I can see, if you can see. Yeah, you can see the white. All right, so I'm just going to take a dip of orange in that white. I think we need even a bit more. And now I have this like clear orange or peachy color. I gotta move the chat back now so I can see you. Hi, Dolores. Oh, I'm so glad. And now we have some of this really, really clear color. So what I can do with that is I can make a focal point, or I could just use it as a supplement to the other colors. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to use this like light peach color as a new color. And I like it to overlap. I don't worry if it goes over the other colors, because I want that creates interest. When you paint over another mark, it just creates interest. And that's charcoal. Just creating a mark or two in here. Oops. And if I don't like it, I can just paint over it. That's what I'm doing with parts of it anyhow. More white and some more orange. Yeah, I like the peach too. All right, now this is dry, so I could put some there. I really wanted it toned down. It's like a bit strong maybe. So that's an even brighter, a lighter version of it. More white in there. Yeah, I think that calmed it down a bit. And then I think I'm going to put some of it up here with that gray. So I'm trying not to cover the whole gray part that I have there, but I'm covering a bit of that brown line just to push it back a bit. And I think I'm gonna push back the other two a bit as well. So that's texture. Now we still see them, but they're muted. All right, and then I think maybe one more spot. So I'm gonna put some water in that color because I want it to be really thin when I put down my next layer of paint, because I'm gonna paint over something that I want to show through, okay? So it's watered down paint, just a thin layer, and I can still see those gray lines that I made even though I put down that orange. All right, so let's do that with the turquoise too. I'll find a brush I can use. Clean that off, and then I have some white left here. Maybe I can use that. No, it's too little. I need more white. Ooh. All right, so now we have that clear turquoise, and I want a really, really light version of it again, because this is like going to really brighten up and now I feel those dots like connected those gray dots together. I'm not sure, but I'm just doing whatever is, you know, popping into my head. So yeah. All right. So that is like a really clear color. So that muted color now makes that like clear color even clearer. Ah, thanks, Emily. I'm glad you like them. And then I'm going to go into that blue. And I want to think now, because where do I want my focal point to be? And the focal point is usually where there's most contrast. So maybe I should make something else go on here and try and give it more interest on the other side as well. Let's see. What could I do? Put more of that orange in there. Or peach. So what I could do is the opposite of what I've done there, and then put like a really clear blue dot in there, since we have so many other dots going on. And then we can make a last one. I'll do that with white. We put it down here, maybe. Let's see. And then we get a new brush and some more of that orange, just a tiny bit. And now we have a focal point. So this is our focal point now, because that's where we have all the contrast going on. And before I can do anything else to this, I need to dry it. And I'm going to bring in back some of those marks with a pencil. And I vary. Like sometimes I press really hard and then I'll be really careful and like press really carefully. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start to think. All right. So I have my focal point here where the contrast is. So maybe I need to push back some of these dots that I made because there's a lot of them, right? So I could do that with gesso. Could put some gesso down. And I'll try and clean my brush in the dirty water. See how that turns out? Yeah, that worked. All right, so we can get gesso and we can just start pushing some of it back. All right, get some more water in there. And the gesso is like more transparent than white paint. So that's why I'm trying with gesso. I don't have the answers, guys. I just try and see where it takes me, okay? I don't know if it's going to work beforehand. I just do whatever and I try and see where it goes. And I'm going to put some color in the gesso and some water. Again, I'm just going to try and paint over some of the stuff that I've already done. And that I don't like because now I just took the contrast that was there and I removed it. So we want the contrast, so I'm bringing that back in. Actually, it was this brown. We want that contrast. We don't want to, we want it totally to disappear. And I'm bringing back whatever I can of that blue, if I can, that blue line. Okay? Because now we pushed it back, but it still shows through. So that's a new layer, right? I think I need to do the same thing around here somehow. But I'm not going to use gesso because I don't really like how that turns out with the gesso there. So I'm not going to do it again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a really, really light, thin turquoise and see what happens with that. So we'll put water there, the turquoise. And that got all muted because my brush is so bad at the moment. Try again. Yeah, that's better. I want the blue to stay nice and clean. All right, so let's see what happens when we push it back. Yeah, that's not too bad. And I like the way the blue made texture over the white. Oh, I wish I could get into that with you, Emily, but there's so many things to talk about when it comes to composition. But let me tell you this. Composition is a lot, has a lot to do with what you think is right and what you don't think is right. All right? So it has a lot to do with you trusting what you feel. And if you trust yourself and you feel it's right, it probably is. Okay? So try to think about that instead of wondering about composition, because that's a pretty big subject that I'll get into in my class, but I can't get into it here because it's a big subject. Oh, you're so welcome, Angela. There is a rule of threes, Linda. That's right. And that's why you see me. It's not only a rule of threes, it's a rule of odds. Our eye likes odd numbers. All right, Emily. I'll try and if you get my class when it's done, I'll definitely have loads on composition in there for you. All right. So I just wanted, I don't know why, I just wanted white in here. So go for it. And now I need more paper. And I'm going to bring back that dark brown because I really like that. All right. Still something here that's not right. I think, let's try with some more of this. So what I'm trying to do now is to like find unity, if that makes any sense. Because unity is, well, that's what our eye likes. Balance, that's composition, right? Oops. That's why I kept drawing stuff and now I just forgot it, right? Yeah, I kind of like that calmed down a bit. But now I feel these are too muted. So I'm thinking maybe I should bring them back in. Dominique, I have an online class in the making. I just finished my Norwegian one. And so what I'm going to do is just do the same thing in English. Well, with a new painting anyhow. Hi, Tana. All right, so let's bring back some of this. Maybe that wasn't totally blue. Was that gray we used? Maybe that was gray. So I'm going to bring back some of it. All right, so now I think it's better because now parts of it is part of it is pushed back, while the other part is still like clear. Aw, thanks, Shirley. All right, so that's that with the paint. And what I'm going to do is just come back in and make some marks with my pencil. I love using the mechanic pencil on paper. That's a lot of fun. I love the thin lines you get from the mechanic pencil. So just doing whatever I want. Bringing that line all across. Yeah, kind of liking this. Bringing back some of that charcoal line, just using the graphite instead. We had a ladder here, so let's bring that back. And if you don't like the lines that you make, just go bring some water in and break the line. Because the eye will just finish it anyhow for you. Our eyes do that. Alright, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know if I necessarily want to do anything else to it. Maybe darken up some of those lines that I made, maybe. Yeah, I think that's it. I like it. I'm happy with it. If I want to do one thing, it's just break up that pencil line that I have there and bring this right up instead. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Dominique, I work differently on a canvas, but that's because canvas is a larger surface. So it's impossible to do the same thing on a smaller surface. Thanks, Angela. So you see how much you can get out of two colors, guys? You don't have to jump into all the colors at once. And you can even just work on paper with one color and 3-4 values and a pencil and maybe your fine liner. Oh, I have my fine liner. I didn't even use it. And that could be a really interesting, give you a really interesting result. So, all right, Melanie, thank you. Aw, that's great, Shirley. That's exactly what I hope for. I want you all to be inspired and run off and paint. Aw, thanks, Diane. Aw, all right, Emily, thanks for showing up. Christy, thank you. That could be. That darker bright orange, yeah, that could be. True. We could even do that. That's good. Thanks. Thank you. You're so welcome, Linda. Oh, I'm going to miss you guys too. But yeah. All right, let's put a pop of it here. Just a small tiny bit. And then we should do it one more spot. And maybe here. And there you go. Now we have it in 3 different spots. You're so welcome, guys. Scorp, you're so welcome, Scorp. It truly is a good idea, and I've done it myself, so I know. I promise you, even one color is great to work with. Ah, but that's a good thing. You can see it, right? It did need that more of that orange somewhere, and that it worked. So thank you. There we go. All right, guys. I'll see you all this fall if I have time. And if you just follow me on Instagram, I'll let you guys know what's happening there. And if you're wondering about my class, you might want to sign up for my newsletter on my website. It's just cathymevik.com. And I'll be sending out info about my class there. All right, Emily. Bye, guys. Have a great summer. I hope you all have a wonderful summer. And I hope to see you again soon this fall. All right? All right. Thanks, guys. Bye, Angela. Bye, Linda. You're so sweet. All right. I'm going to say goodbye. Good night. Have a good night.